Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a Southern Kentucky community comes together to remember the life of an 8-year-old Eli Hill and to offer support to his family. And the people of Knott County mourn the loss of a man who spent a large part of his life helping to save lives and remember the legacy he leaves behind.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Well, good morning to you. 6:32 here on your Thursday. I'm Dakota Makris, and we are pumped that it is Thursday, Friday Eve. Let's take it over to Brandon for a look at that Friday Eve forecast. And I am just pumped that it's going to be warmer today. I already have, I wore my jacket in this morning, but I don't plan to wear it the rest of the day.
You won't need it.
So
you will not need it the rest of the day because we're going to be in the mid to upper 70s this afternoon. Breezy at times, so it could feel a touch cooler, but it is a southwest wind, so it'll make it feel at least a little bit warmer in some spots. Let's take a look at our current temperatures, and you'll see 40s, 50s, and 60s. They've not really moved a whole lot in the eastern counties. We've been stuck in the 40s and low 50s out there in southwest Virginia all morning, but we're up to 65 now in Irvin, 60 in Pikeville, 61 Prestonsburg and Somerset this morning, and 62 in Monticello. So a lot of folks on the way up this morning, closing in on 60 in Hazard. Here's why. Those winds coming out of the southwest. Now, these are current sustained winds. 15 Moorhead, 16 Wise, 10 in Monticello. But again, it's going to be kind of a breezy all day long. 20 to 25 mile an hour gusts. So not crazy, but enough where you'll actually be able to feel it. It's going to be a mild day too. Temperatures by 1 o'clock in the low 70s. I think we top out around 76 or 77 a little bit later today. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. A Southern Kentucky community is rallying behind a grieving family. Eli Hill was just 8 years old. He died Monday after a freak accident while playing basketball at home. His death has heavily impacted the Corbin community. Chad Hedrick went to a vigil at Rotary Field in Corbin to talk with those who are mourning the loss of a young life.
Eli Hill left it all on the baseball diamond, a place he loved to be.
Every time we had a camp, anytime that he could be around, you could see it. It radiated everywhere with how he interacted with his teammates, with my guys.
Known for his bright spirit and fiery red hair, you knew when Eli was around.
I can sit here and tell you word after word of things that child has said to me that have made me laugh. And I mean, just the funniest, wittiest little kid, just the energy that he brought to the room, happy, always smiling, that red hair that just would light up a room.
Rotary Park is a place Eli spent a lot of his 8 years. This memorial standing at the pitcher's mound of the baseball diamond he played countless games on.
Everyone knows of how much I love baseball, but it'll never be the same as Eli. Every camp, every day, he wanted the extra swings.
Eli's family was at the service, lifted up by the support of friends, neighbors, and even strangers. They say they'll be counting on that support, not just for the next few weeks or months, but even years, as they keep Eli's soul and memory alive.
One of my biggest current fears is that our support system that has been so amazing will fade. I beg of you not to let that happen. We love you all, and we thank you from the depths of our heart.
Eli Hill was number 18 on the baseball field, but number 1 in the hearts of so many.
Fly Biggie.
That was Chad Hedrick reporting. Eli's parents say they will be establishing a memorial fund in his name. They say they are going to do great things with it and make a difference. The Whitley County Sheriff's Office says a fraud GoFundMe is going around, and reportedly a TikTok too. The Hills say they have not set up a GoFundMe and are asking people to wait until the memorial fund is announced and set up if they want to give. Funeral arrangements have been set for Eli. A visitation will be this evening from 5 until 8 at Hart Funeral Home in Corbin. The funeral will be Friday morning at 11, also at Hart Funeral Home. Eli's parents decided to donate his organs in the hopes of saving someone's life. One of those organs, his mom says, was his heart of gold. One mom who is all too familiar with the Hills story says organ donation is so important. Shannon Atkins' 6-year-old son Keegan died nearly 12 years ago in a tragic accident. She says her family also decided Keegan should be an organ donor.
He was healthy and he needed to go on and give others that opportunity to have a chance at life. It saves the lives of the organ recipients, but what they don't realize is that in some way it kind of saved my life. It saves the donor families. It just lessens the heartache a little.
Atkins says her family's decision for Keegan to donate his organs saved the lives of 4 children and 1 adult. She says the decision her family and Eli's family made completed both of their sons' missions. Well, the Knott County community is remembering James Sloan, who many knew him as Jim. Well, he served at the Heineman Volunteer Fire Department for 46 of the department's 55-year history. He was also the department's longest-serving secretary-treasurer. Jeff Blair, who joined the department around the same time as Jim, says he will leave a lasting legacy.
He was a fine Christian man, outgoing outdoorsman, loved to fish and hunt, but he loved this fire department with all his heart.
The family will be receiving friends at Hyman Funeral Services Chapel this morning at 11, with the funeral service beginning at noon. Lowe's in Paintsville spent Wednesday afternoon celebrating a hometown hero, one who is said to be the oldest known living veteran to have served on the USS Hornet CV-12. Our Buddy Forbes talked with the 98-year-old man who says he is just blessed to be around to share his stories.
One Johnson County veteran has a story worth telling.
I always tell everybody I went from West Vanderbilt to Tokyo, and that's as far as I could go.
Worth Goebel served in the Navy during World War II, taking to the water before his 19th birthday.
They shipped us to Norfolk, Virginia. We walked aboard the Hornet. And I'd never seen anything bigger than a rowboat on Big Sandy. And I looked at that thing and I said, it can't float, it ain't no way.
But float it did, leading him on a journey that has forever shaped his life.
We pulled in Pearl Harbor, and that was the prettiest place that I had ever seen. I mean, we pulled in there in March, and the grass is green and flowers blooming.
Now the oldest living member of the USS Hornet CV-12, he remembers the months when he just hoped to come home.
They told me that you'll forget I was going home. I said, don't never forget that.
He says he was blessed to make it back.
We went to every island I reckon is out there, and we never took a hit.
Wednesday, he was celebrated by Paintsville Lowe's for being a hometown hero.
We just wanted to present you with something today and thank you for your service.
Given a chance to share his stories with the community he served.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I was just lucky, I guess.
A day to highlight his sacrifice and that of the locals he served alongside.
There was 18 of us. That picture there was the last.
Shining a spotlight on the sailor, even if he would rather be fishing.
7 days? 7 days a week.
In Johnson County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Goebel's family says every day with their dad is a bonus day, and they are happy to see his service honored by hometown stores.
6:40 your time here this morning. We continue to track again the conditions outside the WYMT studios in Hazard, and our temperatures out there not too bad this morning. I'm telling you, they're actually going up. Clintwood still being stubborn. They're hanging out in the upper 40s. We're at 61 now in Hazard, Prestonsburg, 60 in Pikeville, 65 in Irvin, 64 in Moorhead. That wind just bringing those warmer temperatures in. Instead of going down this morning, we're actually going up. Our overnight low was right around midnight last night. Your out-the-door forecast is going to feature again temperatures that climb into the mid to upper 70s. Could get to 76 or 77 today. And I do think we'll see some peaks of sunshine a little bit later on this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. When we come back here on Mountain News this morning, the death of a dog found abandoned leaves members of a West Virginia community heartbroken as animal workers search for who was responsible for his awful condition.